Tomorrow marks 1 year since the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel. Since then, the difficult situation in the Middle East has become even more complicated. Now, Israel is preparing for a retaliatory strike against Iran, which, according to U.S. sources, could happen in the next few dozen hours. Intense shelling of Lebanon by Israel continued throughout the night. Buildings were also destroyed in the capital, Beirut, where this time it was extremely restless. Step by step, IDF soldiers are destroying Hezbollah's infrastructure, including such underground hideouts in which the terrorists have been preparing further attacks on Israel. We are pushing Hezbollah further and further north. Some terrorists have fled. Some have fallen in face-to-face combat. Since the beginning of the operation, we have eliminated 440 terrorists, including the group's commanders. Tens of thousands of people who have had to flee their homes due to Israeli attacks are arriving in Beirut non-stop. Entire families are sleeping in tents or in the open air. The number of internally displaced people is already estimated by Lebanese authorities at more than 1 million, most of whom can count on neither the government nor international aid. We left home 10 days ago, and now here we are on the street, meaning nowhere. No food, no clothes, no plan, nothing. But even here, every night there is shelling so heavy that you can't sleep. Foreigners are leaving the country en masse, but increasingly also Lebanese themselves, fearing for their lives and the future of their families. This is the solution and this is not the solution. But what can you do? You choose between evil and greater evil. What would you choose if you had that choice? Israel not only attacks and repels Hezbollah attacks from Lebanese territory, but also continues to shell Gaza. There are reports of dozens more deaths. The total toll after nearly a year of fighting is now more than 41,000. Earlier, my daughter was killed. Now her children were killed. My heart has broken. What can I do? What can I do? The hell of the war that continues to this day was unleashed by the bloody Hamas attack on Israel. Tomorrow will be a year since these events.
7 October is Holocaust of our generation.
On the morning of that day, Hamas terrorists launched an attack on civilians in Israel. Its scale and brutality took everyone by surprise. The Palestinians tortured and executed entire families, murdered a total of nearly 1,500 people, and more than 250 others were abducted, 100 of whom are still being held captive by Hamas.
My daughter was shot and she was taken hostage, and I heard everything on the phone. So this day, the 7th of October, is the day that I'm waking up to every morning. It's not on Monday. This is every morning from that day on.
There are regular protests in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, whose participants demand that the Israeli government bring about the release of the hostages. We tell Netanyahu that there is nothing more important than human life, and we must always think about human life. Whatever we do, we must think about the lives of Israelis, the lives of Palestinians, or the lives of the Lebanese. We want life. Our people are always looking for life. The chances for peace in the Middle East are not in sight. The situation in the region is becoming more complicated and unpredictable every day.